Well, the split up of Golden Glory is the latest big issue on my mind. I don't want to go too much into details, but there are a lot of questions surrounding the matter. I've got a lot of questions from fans, friends, and everybody, and I do feel I need to explain a little bit more about the situation. I need to clarify some items. So, as of a month ago, I quit with Golden Glory. This due to the result of approximately a year and a half, 2 years of small dissatisfactory points that we were talking about, and we were improving it. Like in any relationship, you have issues and you work on them. And especially, I've been with Golden Glory for 11 years. There has been issues in the past, sometimes small, sometimes big, and we overall we always work them out. But during the contract renegotiation with the UFC, something happened, and I'm not going to go into details because then the story is going to become a little bit too complicated. Something happened that I found out by myself, that was not told by me, which was kept secret from me. Bas Boon, currently living in Thailand, was doing all the communications with the UFC, and Bas Boon was not able to join me to sign the contract. And basically, a lot of communications were done over the email and by phone. I spoke to the management every day about what was going on in the contract negotiations. Because Bas wasn't there, I hired a lawyer to go through the contract with me, step by step. What me and the lawyer found out were there were details in the contract which were to my disadvantage and that were advantage to Golden Glory, and which were also not explained to me by Golden Glory, and particularly by Bas, because I had daily contact with him over the phone and over email. And I mean, your management, I think it's the management duty to explain stuff to the fighter. That's what they're there for. They're there to negotiate and to explain things to me, to clarify things for me. And they were not doing their job. And not only that, it was such a big disadvantage that it also caused a breach in trust. I like to work with people who I can trust. And of course there's going to be miscommunications. That's in any relationship. But in what happened, this UFC contract is the biggest contract in my life. This is the biggest moment in my life. The biggest fights are coming now in the UFC. It's going to be a very exciting couple of years coming ahead. And there cannot be miscommunications. It has to be clear. Which made me decide to be, despite that they are good management to other fighters maybe, can't judge about that, but for me, they're not a good management. They're bad management. They're a harmful management. And again, I had some good periods with them as well, but due to this issue, I cannot continue to work with them. I was not done with the Golden Glory trainers and my Golden Glory sparring partners, but they were a little bit too close towards the management, and we had a lot of talks in private on the matter, and in the end, they were a little bit too close to the management. They couldn't separate themselves and work with me. Yeah, feeling-wise, of course, it hurts a little bit. You've been working together, like with the trainers. Martijn has been a coach for a long time with me. I've been working with him for the last 11 years. Besides coaching me, he's become a good friend. It's a little bit a shitty situation. Of course, we've had our ups, we've had our downs. He's always been there for me. Very unfortunately that he's a little bit too much in the management. But for everybody, the path is different. It's a little bit relief because I really cannot stand people who are dishonest. I really cannot stand them. And I need to get, my whole philosophy is I need to get those people out of my system. And the funny thing is that has been since the birth of my daughter Storm. I cannot have people around me or close to me, people who you need to have that trusting relationship with. And that is like your teammates or your coaches. I need to be able to trust them 100%, and even for the management. Look each other in the eyes, you know what's going on and not. But so in that sense I feel relieved. On the other sense, again, Martijn was a good friend, and with him there were basically no issues. He really got caught up in the middle of it. And it's sad. It's sad that I can't work with him anymore. And of course with Cor Hammers, the legendary K1 coach, coach of Ramon Dekkers. He also got caught in the middle because they had no hand in the foul play that was at hand. But they got caught in the middle. But of course they have their interest with other fighters tied to Golden Glory. So of course they have to make a choice as well. And I respect their decision. They respect my decision. We've had some open communications about it, and everybody feels shitty about it. But it is the way it is. In my own city, Amersfoort, my friends have a gym. It's called FPA. I usually train there with Golden Glory. So basically Golden Glory is not there anymore. I am still there. It has been the famous quote, business as usual. I'm in a fight prep, so I'm training with my sparring partners. Basically, I already was arranging my sparring partners in MMA. In the K1, of course, Golden Glory has several K1 guys. But in MMA, they don't really have that much sparring partners. They have Karatanov and John Oliver, but they're not always available, and they're in different countries. So basically, I already was arranging my own training camps, my own sparring partners. I sort of created already an own team around me that took care of all my needs and all my all my things. Like I have an assistant, I have our own personal pad trainer, Roberto. He's with me always, and we've also really a component of my success. I have my own dietist. I have my own PR team doing the Reem and the web shop and the website. So basically I already had my own team around me that took care of most of my issues. And Golden Glory did arrange some sparring partners, they did arrange some contracts, some fights. But with them out of the picture, I don't really see a big change. For me, it's just the boat will go on. Golden Glory will just not be on it.
That's it. Ah!
We're about to fly to LA or to Vegas. That's unknown yet. We're gonna do a pre-sale ticket press conference for my fight, UFC 141. And from then on, I'll stay in America. I'm gonna continue our training camp there at Extreme Couture. So we're going to be training with a lot more big guys, big wrestle guys. Looking forward to this trip. We're going to be there long, 2 months. So we're going to make a lot of new contacts. We're really going to get the experience of being a long time in the States. And this comes on to my next point in me probably moving to the States. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but maybe next year, maybe 2 years. But we're definitely going to be in the States more. The US is definitely the market for MMA. It's becoming mainstream. So for me, I definitely need to be there, and I'm very excited in being there. Good to see you. Busy, being off?
Still tired. Can't too fast.
And how have you been doing?
Been good, brother. Just trying to stay in shape. And I went on this freaking diet like 3 weeks ago. It's like you eat 2 meals a week. Yeah, you know.
2 meals a week?
I mean, 2 meals a day. 2 meals a day, but you eat like the first meal, let's say 11, right? 6 hours later you eat. 18 hours later you eat. So you're supposed to eat, man, by the time the 18 hours are over, I'm eating like a horse.
and anywhere than K1?
Zero.
How much money do you get?
700 grand.
But you've been doing a lot of fights.
No, it's part of my contract that they owe me. They owe me one fight, okay, it's almost 800 grand. But the 700 grand is from part of my contract because they're supposed to pay me $100,000 every year, and of course they haven't. And it's supposed to be 900 grand, right? They paid me for 2 years. They haven't paid me for the other 7.
Because there's Peter Arch gets a lot of money.
Yeah, I know they owe Peter a lot of money. They
That's
owe.
also shitty. Like at least I got the belt. Right? So it's worth something. But Peter Arch, he almost got there, and then
I've got people working on it right now.
legal stuff.
Yeah, you know, but I don't even know. Like I told them, do the best you can and see what happens. But right now, you know, again, like I said, if I get it, I'll be like jumping in joy.
Well, we went to a lot of gyms all over LA, Vegas, because this is a little bit the corner that I want to be, LA or Vegas, because here's where all the action is. UFC is here, a lot of events are here. I see more octagons here than in the whole of Holland. We chose this gym because yeah, it felt good. It has excellent facilities. It had 2 octagons, 2 big mat areas, a lot of bags, rings. I already knew a couple of guys here. Brett Seffo, I'm good with him. Morris Jackson, he actually was already a friend, and I just felt very welcome, and basically had all the facilities, you know, just on a good vibe. So the vibe, I think, is for me the most important. If I feel welcome, if I feel that it's going to be a good team thing, that's more than half the work already.
Good luck on your fight, brother. Are you going to start training here? All right, cool. Welcome to the tour.